How people treat you is a direct reflection of what you allow. The problem isn't them, it's you. The standards you set or don't set are the blueprint of how others are going to behave towards you. If that hit home, let's change it. Because I promise you, by the end of this video, there'll be no room left for people who don't act right around you. First, let's start with the root cause of why people are not treating you right. There's something called signing silent contracts. Every time you let someone cross your boundaries and you don't do anything about it. This is when you're signing an invisible contract that says it's okay for you to step on me. It's okay for you to keep on doing this. Silent contracts are the enemies of self-respect. They are the reason as to why you get ghosted with friends, get stepped over at work, and even stay in toxic relationships. A good example is when you choose not to speak about your needs. Let's say you have a friend and maybe you had plans and they end up canceling on you on the last minute and you don't speak about it, you don't call them out. Guess what? You've just taught them that you'll always be the backup plan and you're fine with it. So how do you go about it? How do you recognize this type of people? Well, there are three types of people that we deal with on our day-to-day life. We have the takers, the well-meaning but clueless. They mean you well, but they just don't know how to go about it, okay? And then we have the third category, the manipulative people. And I'm going to show you how you're going to treat these people and how to set your boundaries straight whenever you encounter them. Number one, the takers. Takers are the people who have unlimited appetite for your energy. And they're very good at taking your time, your resources, and just drain you. And the problem is they might not even see themselves as selfish. These are people that would literally see themselves as very selfless people, and they're used to you always saying yes to them. A good example is they'll text you at midnight and they're like, hey, I need to talk to you. I have some emotional problems, or I have this and this going on. And you'll pick up your phone gracefully, wake up and listen. Okay, as they tell you whatever they're going through. They'll ask you for favors and you'll go ahead and do for them. But the thing is, when it comes to you, they will never check in on you. They will always expect you to accommodate their needs even when it's inconvenient for you. Okay, they'll literally expect you to wake up in the middle of the night, have a conversation with them deeply for 2-3 hours, but they'll never give you their time. And do you know why they do that? Because you've let them do it. You've always allowed it from day one. So how do you handle them? How do you go about it? When it comes to takers, your no is your power. And here's the catch. You have to mean that no. When you give them a half-hearted no, and maybe it's literally a green light to them, okay? They feel good about it because that way they know that you're so good at pleasing them and you can never have a boundary. Like you cannot say a clear no to them. Instead of saying, I'm not sure, I cannot help you, or maybe I'll do it another time. Just say, I'm not going to do it, period. And you stand there. You don't have time to explain yourself as to why you're not going to do it because they're very good at talking you out of your no. Takers only survive where there are no boundaries. But when it comes to boundaries, it's literally poison to them. They don't like it. So have boundaries. Say no and mean it. I used to have a friend who used to be very close to me, and I noticed at some point that I was the one doing all the favors, okay? And whenever I needed her to do something for me, she'd tell me she's busy studying. If I say, okay, maybe can you get this for me at this place because I'll be late? She used to say, I'm really sorry, I can't do it for you, I'm busy. Okay, busy was the word for her. The monkeys jumping on trees, and I live in a place where there are very many trees, so kindly ignore that when you hear it. And I remember a time when she told me that she was busy and I was going to an event. She didn't know that I was going to it. And tell me why I went to this event and I saw her there having fun after texting me that she is busy. Guess what? Since that day, I decided to cut her off and was like, girl, bye. Because I'm not going to be in a friendship where I am the one giving out all my energy, all my time, all my support, and I'm not getting anything in return. And I said to myself, if she's a true friend, she's going to recognize whatever she has done and she's going to talk to me. But guess what? She never ever asked me what was happening because I decided to give her silent treatment. She never asked me what happened. She never bothered to even confront me about it. And I was like, okay, I feel like this was just the end of everything. And I called it off and I said bye, okay? And I never ever bothered even talking to her or even giving her any of my attention. And guess what? We encounter with such people every day. But like I told you, the secret is what? Saying no to them. Just setting your boundaries clear and moving on. And number two, The well-meaning but clueless. Now, mostly this could be our family members. They love us, but they don't know how to love us. And what they do is mostly they interrupt your boundaries without realizing it. For example, you are in a situation and you just need space, you just need to be alone, and you tell them, don't text me, I just need to be alone. And these people end up showing up at your door because they think they're helping you. You know, they're, oh, are you okay? How are you? Do you need anything? But really, you just want to be left alone. And you've told them several times, but they would not understand this. These people need guidance, not silent treatment, not punishment, okay? All they need, what you need to do is to tell them with kindness and so much clarity that you really appreciate their help, but you don't really need it. And the third category of people are the manipulators. These are the worst. These are people who know exactly what they're doing. They're going to guilt trip you, and then guess what? They're going to twist your words and play victim to make you question your boundaries. This is how they get in control. And you have to be very self-aware for you to notice this type of people. They always thrive in making you feel like you are the problem when it's them. And they do this so that they can never take accountability of any action or anything they do. Manipulators are masters of the emotional chess. Whenever you try to set a boundary for them, they'll always say things like, you don't really care about me, just to talk you out of the boundary and the standards that you're holding yourself to. They will always test your limits. Whenever you put any boundaries, they'll always try to challenge you. So how do you handle them? Now, when it comes to manipulators, you have to be direct and unshakable. You just have to be so direct that they know that you're not playing games. Whenever they guilt trip you, I want you to say something like, I hear you, but these are my boundaries and I'm not up for a discussion anytime. Avoid engaging yourself in arguments or explanations to them because you know what? When you do this, you're putting them in control. And one of the best things that you can do to save yourself from these manipulators is keep distance. Because this is the moment you stop reacting to their tricks. This is the moment you're like, you know what, I am done. I don't want anything to do with you. And actually, I'd advise you to stay away from manipulators. When it comes to this type of people, they don't play with your feelings. They don't play about you. They're always thinking about themselves and they don't care. They'd go, to the moon and back just for them to get whatever they can get from you, even if it means hurting you. And one thing about the manipulators, they like pulling the victim card so that you can feel like you're wrong and you have to acknowledge their feelings and you have to be there for them. You have to tread in your boundaries for them. But here's the thing, you are not responsible for somebody else's emotions and whatever they're feeling. This is the only way to deal with manipulators. So let's talk about the actionable steps that you can take to teach people how to treat you. The first one is set boundaries. The first time someone crosses your line, you have to stop them immediately. Learn to teach people how to treat you from day one. Don't let small disrespect just roll on. Don't do that, okay? Just set the boundary and be like, okay, I don't like this. This is how I am. I just don't like it. And number 2, be unapologetic about your boundaries. Boundaries are there to give you peace. I usually say boundaries are there just to create peace for your life. Because let me tell you, imagine we did not have boundaries. Everyone was just crossing someone else's land just like that. Can you imagine how that would be? Exactly. So learn to protect your peace. Be unapologetic when it comes to your boundaries. And your family and friends who care about you are going to respect your boundaries. They're not going to talk you out of it, okay? And number 3, don't over-explain yourself. When you say a no, let them get it that it's a no. Don't say no and then you follow up with a 5-paragraph essay as to why you chose to say no. Don't do that. Takers don't need your reasons, they need your limits. Manipulators do not need your reasons, they need your limits as well. And number 4, you have to lead by example. You cannot say you're demanding self-respect and then you don't treat yourself like that. You cannot say you want to be shown love and you don't love yourself. It's not possible, it can never happen. So first you have to treat yourself the way you want others to treat you. And number 5, detox your circle. Get rid of anyone who will not respect your boundaries, okay? If someone chooses not to respect your boundaries, then they have no reason to be in your life at all. Do not stay around people who will not choose to rise up to your standards just because they feel like you're not worth it. Don't ever negotiate your worth. You have to keep on walking. If someone acts the way they're acting, as if they don't want to come correct to you, all you have to say, you know what? I don't think I want you in my circle anymore. Cut them off. block their numbers, don't engage with them, stop being around them. That's it. And as we wrap it up, this is my final word to you. Don't be afraid to be the bad guy. Don't be afraid. Because one thing about this world, not everyone is going to love you. Not everyone is going to be happy for you. Stop trying to make everyone comfortable while you're suffering, okay? Because you are not here to be nice, you're here to be respected. So to the serene and stylish ladies, this is a call to action. Today, I want you to ask yourself a question. Am I teaching people to treat me like a queen, or am I teaching them that I'm disposable? Let that sink in. Exactly. If you want to become part of the serene and stylish community, don't forget to subscribe for amazing motivational videos like this. Keep it serene and stylish. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.